days of my childhood. I wasn't a very social kid, and growing up on a farm in a small town made my situation even worse. Even though I didn't have any real friends, I did have an imaginary one. His name was Mr. Horton. He was an old man, always dressed in farmer's clothes. I used to talk to him every day, and he used to talk to me. I also remember having a ball with the letter X marks on it. Me and Mr. Horton played with it all the time. This ball was the favorite object of my childhood, the only toy I had. We used to run in the fields and chase the ball. However, Mr. Horton would always get to the ball before I did, though he never seemed to run. One day, my mother caught me talking to Mr. Horton. A look of concern came across her face. Now, I don't remember the conversation, but it was enough to scare my mother. Being the religious lady she was, we all were taken to the church. But I don't think the plan was just to go to the church, because I remember them packing their bags in my bags. And I was running around looking for my ball. So I ran upstairs. My mother yelled at me to come back down. I ignored her and went running anyway. She came upstairs, and before I could reach the attic, she grabbed my hand and dragged me downstairs. And as she did, the attic door was shut by itself. I was scared. So was my mother. When we came down, the lights began to flicker, and Mr. Horton appeared in front of us. His face was burning, turned into ash, and he shouted at me and my mother, "Leave this place! Leave this place!" I was scared. So was my mother. We got into our father's truck and we drove off. After spending a few hours at the church, we came back to get the rest of our stuff, the stuff that we left behind. When we did, we saw that the house was on fire. It had been struck by lightning. After spending the week at my neighbor's house, we moved out. A few years later, when I grew up, I came back to visit our old house for one final time. It was in the process of being taken down. The land had been bought by a new tenant. So I climbed up to the attic, the first thing I did. There, I saw that it was burned. I heard a creak from a cupboard and I opened it. There, carved in the wall, were the words, "Goodbye," and rolled out a ball with the letter X marked on it, half burnt. I couldn't sleep that night. A few years later, I was watching the news where I saw that the house, the land owned by my family previously, was on fire. The house there was struck by lightning in the attic. The owner was an old man who died in the fire. He was a farmer, diagnosed with schizophrenia, who had delusions of a young boy who was his best friend. The farmer's name was Mr. Horton. Before he died, he climbed up to the attic